My name is Selma Selman. I'm an artist born and raised in Bosnia in a Roma settlement. For now, I live between United States and Bosnia. And in my art practice, I use many mediums to express my concepts, but mostly I deploy art as a mechanism to fight marginalization and fight stereotypes and also fight for the human, especially female rights. And in this particular work, titled Superpositional Intersectionalism, I did 30 drawings. Some of the drawings are draw with the left hand, some with the right hand, because I can draw with both hands. And the concept comes from superposition. Superposition is based on the quantum physics theory that many atoms exist everywhere at the same time. And then when I connect that with my body, with my identity, then we can say that it is intersectionalism because it's a combination of many identities in one. And then like the drawings looks like like a dreamy, because I was like trying to collapse all identities and not only identities, it's also about social freedom within drawings, where you cannot basically see if it's male, female, if it's black, white, you know, it's basically superpositionally everything. Because, you know, coming from, you know, Roma background and growing up in Bosnia during the war and after the war, where you know, like a lot of economic crisis happened, a lot of discrimination and stuff. I realized that the only way for me to fight against this is not to pity myself. It's about to represent myself equal as everyone else. And this is why I use I use the concept of superposition in my works, because I don't present myself only as a Roma, I don't present myself only as a Bosnian or American, I superpositionally am part of the entire universe. For example, my first performance, which was questioning the concept of superposition and my identities, is also titled Superposition. And in that particular performance, I decided to fight with myself, to become my own opponent, but also to become my trainer. So in that performance, I'm fighting with myself, but I'm also defending myself, but also encouraging myself, like, don't give up, like, defend your body, which is also like talking about this impossible position, which looks like a dream, but then in reality, according to science and superposition, it is reality. I have multiple identities as anyone else. And I think that art in general is like the most powerful medium. And in this case, I would say that my body feels the most comfortable with the performances, because that's when I can actually be very like straightforward and convey not only the messages, but basically say to people what I think is the right thing, and also change the situations. I think that art has to change, not only to question, but also bring new possibilities, new forms, like new future to all of us.
So also art itself has to change constantly.
Art itself has to change, and artist has to change. We can't do constantly the same work. But I would say that the problem today with the art world is that artists are somehow stuck because they constantly have to produce the works which looks like money but not like art. And this is when we have this, how would I say, the disaster of the artworks, art world, and artists. I still believe in art. You know, like if there wouldn't be art, I think I wouldn't be able to survive. But I believe in this like real, hardcore, you know, like hardcore art. But I don't believe in the art world. I think I wouldn't say that history itself is important in my works, but I have to be aware of the history in order to produce the future. But I think the theory and philosophy, it is important for me in order to explain what I am doing. And for example, I think that science and art can go together, philosophy and art can go together. And I think they can't be separated, you know? Yes, because art has the power as the knowledge. Knowledge is art, art is knowledge. And I think in this case, because you know, we live in the world where we have technology. Technology is now very much developed, right? So I think we have to use resources which technology gives us, and we have to spread the informations. And art can be an information which can educate people, which can give new opportunities and new possibilities, which can be our new realities and future. But I think we shouldn't be so much critical. I think we have to be optimistic in order to bring those changes. And I think slowly and slowly, I think people will also understand that art is the power which we need today, especially in the time of these things which are happening to us, like the viruses, the economic crisis, in the times of the war. You know, I think art should do this. Art should try to change stuff, but the problem is like that artist also has to survive, you know. So we are constantly in this fight, as my performance, you know, superposition, like constantly fighting, defending, and training yourself. New challenges, like new knowledge, something which we didn't see so far, something which has the emotion, something which where you can learn something new, something like when you go home that you can think about this. I think the problem of the institution is that institution has another institution which is supporting institution, and there's no end of this, you know. So I'm not sure what should be the solution for this, but I think slowly it's gonna be, because I think now once upon a time I said, I would say in 10 years, I predict that 7 billion people will get famous. Everyone is gonna get famous, not only Kim Kardashians. You know, I think everyone is gonna be famous, because now, like, we have Instagram, which becomes institution. You know, now you put your works on the Instagram, and then you have like millions of the followers, and then you become famous. Now it's a little bit easier, but I think that also this, I would say, traditional art, such as drawings and paintings, you know, I think slowly and slowly, I think it's gonna disappear, unfortunately, because now everyone can be an artist. I mean, even 20 years ago, everyone could be an artist, because in order to be an artist, you don't need actually much, unfortunately. You know, if you're rich, if you have rich parents, it's easy, you know. So, but I think that people, especially those who are kind of have some education in art, but it's not necessary, I think that they can understand and feel what is real art. Yeah, basically my background is I'm academic painter. Like in Bosnia, I was studying at Academy painting, and this is something that I have, you know, like for so long time, and I can't escape it, and I love it. I love painting and drawing, but for example, I don't paint anymore on canvas. I paint on the recycling stuff, because my family is collecting metal, and this is something that serves them as a survival. So I'm using the same material and transforming it into art, you know, so I'm painting on these metal objects. But I think the drawing is beautiful medium, because you have to be kind of honest with it. You really have to have skills for this, you know. So I think I would never stop drawing, because I really love and I really enjoy it. This is something that I can constantly do. I can't go and perform every day, you know, like in the public spaces, but I can basically draw and express myself through drawings somehow.
And also by using it in that way, it maybe not vanishes so fast because you are changing it.
Yeah.
Changing the way how we
Yeah.
can use drawing, and also you show
Yeah.
them like a new horizon to that.
Yeah, yeah, it is, it is. I mean, like, this is really new, I would say, new concept for me, new way of drawing, because few years ago, I would just draw like, you know, like realistic figures, but this is first time that I'm using these hybrid bodies, and I would say that I personally love it. I like it because I don't love the perfect figures. I don't believe in perfect figures. I really love these abstract bodies, you know, where it's so ambiguous that you don't know what is it. You know, as I said, you don't know if it's male, female, black, white, yellow. Yes, yes.
Intersectionism.
Yes.
What are your opinions on it's interesting how you titled the whole series.
Yes.
Maybe you could talk about some of the individual works and how they kind of sometimes they're so beautiful and then quaint and
Yeah.
faint, and then there's other very dark, like I just want to see.
Yeah.
And maybe
So, for example, some of the drawings are coming really from the dreams. Yeah, so I would basically, for example, this one, it's me and my mom. That was the period when my mom was really sick. So I would constantly dream her, and then I would basically just draw, this is me and this is her, and this is how much I actually have to take care of her. And then let's say this series here with a scream, it's about me being so angry, but not only me, it's about like, you know, current situation, like about females, like we constantly have to scream, we constantly have to fight, whether to have equal salaries or to find our position even in the art world or like whenever. So this is basically just the anger, but it's also the fear, but the resistance. I don't know, so this is me about being like hybrid, being an animal but also being a female, but I'm also like having this like a big teeth, so I'm also aggressive but like very seductive. So yeah, I don't know, like
so are some of them are self-portraits and then other ones are
I don't know, I think they're all self-portraits, like it's all me somehow. So yes, yeah, it's very intimate, but I think it's very also universal. So yeah, I don't know. So
Thank you. It was very nice. What do you want to
maybe I can say that I was supposed to do performance.
maybe
tell us a story
Yeah.
of like how you first thought of the car and what happened.
Okay. So for this show, I was supposed to do a performance, which is titled Mercedes Matrix. I did this performance last year in Hamburg for Crass Festival, and for that festival, I requested Mercedes, and I destroyed it with my family. So I wanted to do a similar performance here with the Mercedes and with my family. And the story is similar, as I said, with these recycling metals, because my family collects, you know, like damaged cars, all kind of metal, and you know, and we are recycling it. So I was doing this job since I was a child, so I know how to destroy Mercedes, washing machines, vacuum cleaners, all kind of objects, and I'm very professional in it. And then I was like, okay, let me do something where I can construct myself, but deconstruct the capitalism, talk about economic situation today, talk about the art in general, but also talk about my own identity. So I talked with BHV, and then they decided, like, yes, we want this performance, but unfortunately I had to deal with immigrations in the United States, where my visa was denied and I had to wait, and you know, like, I had to let BHV as soon as possible if you know, like, I can do the performance. So it was too late, so we had to cancel everything. And but I think it would be really good if I did it like here. It was supposed to be in this space, you know. So yeah.
When you did it in Hamburg, was Mercedes in interested in a sponsorship deal?
I never approached the Mercedes company, but I think this is really good idea. Next time I will. I had to. Yeah.
I would be
So-
curious what they say.
Yeah.
Could be very interesting point of where capitalism and
Yes,
people
yeah.
meet in a maybe different sense. And I just wanted to say, what kind of tools did you use to disseminate or
Yeah. I always use axe, like axes, because this is what we use at home, but also we use other stuff like drills, like like hammers and stuff. So many tools. It took 2 hours and 30 minutes. It's Pavarotti, I love Pavarotti. She's so good, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but I'm like working now on my solo show. This will be my first big solo show in Sarajevo, in National Gallery. And for this show, I will do the performance where I'm collecting all kind of technological stuff like phones, computers, and then I need like 5 tons of this. And my plan is to extract the gold from these phones, and then like make the sculpture like an X sculpture, and then like I would like to sell this sculpture, and then I would return money to my foundation. I have a foundation which is called Get the Heck to School, and it is supporting Roma girls in my village. So now I have 12 girls who are getting full scholarship, and I have 50 children who are getting daily lunch. So my plan is to make this kind of circle of like, I use the skill which I know to make art, make the formula like of like extracting the gold, give it to people in the village, and then like make the art, the sculpture, and return it back in the future, for the future.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And even though the performance didn't work, we're still super happy to have it.
Yeah, I'm actually really, really happy. Yeah, I think they fit good, and I really love Mladen Stilinovic. Yeah, he's really amazing.
Yeah.
So, and I think the show in general looks really good. And I think this concept of constantly looking for the security, constantly looking for the better life, it's unfortunately still happening even after 20 years, or so we are still looking for the better life, which means that the systems in which we live, political systems, are not fixed yet. They're not functioning well yet. So, and then I feel like there is still not equality in the world. There is still so many hungry people around us. So I think it depicts really well the concept of the security, I would say, and the future, and this desire for the better life. I think in almost all artworks you can see that every artist is almost dealing with this concept of the politics, the body, and this the future of better life. Yes, I know. And I feel like I always talk with my friends who are also artists, and we all are tired of survival.
Yeah.
You're constantly surviving, whether for for this, that. Where is gonna be time when we will live?
Yeah.
When we will live. And this is 21st century. So it's
Surviving
crazy.
is very